Greetings. We still on the spirit of do for self in Detroit. Right here we have another brother with a fish farm in Detroit. And we're going to also go into land farming, vegetable farming. I mean, we on the spirit of do for self here in Detroit. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always used to say do for self. And this is a wake-up call to the brothers that followed the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a lot of farms, but we all know that what went down when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad died. That's been 40 years ago, brothers. And you got brothers like this brothers that has fisheries. You can't knock the brother. You know, I was talking to some brothers, some believers, some FOIs, telling them about these young brothers downtown Detroit got these fisheries, fish farms. They was up there. Well, they Christian. Nah, man. They doing for self. I mean, y'all. Only thing we do. I mean, it's cool that we do this. We hook up bean pies, but it'd be cooler if we grow the beans, the navy beans and the northern beans to make the bean pies. Uh, we sell papers, but where's our paper plant? You know, what we doing, man? We stuck back there. You know, we ain't moved nothing. Only thing we want to do is do the most. We gotta. I mean, we doing the old way, but it's cool to keep doing that. I'm not knocking that. But you got to be doing something else, man, other than working for the white man. We got to start working for self. I mean, we was working for self when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad he opened up a jobs for a whole lot of brothers and sisters, and white people too. You know, if a brother couldn't handle it, he would hire some specialists, white specialists, to take care of it. You know, come on, man. Well, we gonna get into this right here. See what this young brother. This is another scientist, young black scientist.
Nelson again with Unison Apple Farms. I'm here in Detroit, Michigan with one of our main products and continue growing. What you see behind me is our fish farm. Same concept as aquaponics as you've seen in my previous videos, but this is just the fish production section. We have greenhouses on the other side, and we're going to have three full greenhouses, 30 by 96. What you see behind me here, fish tanks. These are rearing tanks, growing tanks. One of these tanks is approximately 1,000 gallons, but right now the level is at 700 gallons, which is capable of producing 500 to 600 fish, plate size fish. We're talking about tilapia. They're targeting to produce tilapia because they're very rare in this area, considering the fact that the temperatures are extremely cold. What you see here is very unique. There is nothing like this what you see here in Detroit. People live in a very, very actually low life standard over here, which means having fish produced locally will reduce the cost of tilapia, and of course will increase the value to the local market. I will just kind of go in a quick breakdown of how this system works. You see, this is the farthest tanks. These three tanks actually hooked up to a Detroi system. The Detroi system helps to add water aeration in the tank itself. Right now we just lift it so to circle the water better. We don't want so much aeration right now at the moment, but once you introduce the fish, you're just going to extend the pipe down to the water and start the Venturi. I can show you the square footage of this building. It's very small, but we wanted to use it as efficient as possible when it comes to space. The footprint of this building itself is very small. It's 30 by 40 actually building. It's very short in this room itself. The total length of the building is 30 by 50. So we only have 10 feet left on the other side. Actually, yeah, a little longer. So it might be close to 55 or so. But here we're able to fit 7,000-gallon tanks, including, without including actually our filtration system. Each of the filtration system is IBC pods, and we have actually 3 filtration systems and 1 reservoir to refill any amount of water that will be lost due to evaporation and what actually the fish consume. On the other side, there's an outlet that cycles the water back to the greenhouse, which is actually, we're kind of waiting on the process. They're still working on it, but that's the future goal. For right now, I'm not going to go into the details on how the filtration system works, but on the very first system is a settler. The second one is for media bits. We have media balls in there for the bacteria breakdown.
This is another one right here. This is urban farming. Al Jazeera goes all over the planet. We're going to talk about this later. About
friends that live in Mississippi. You got goats and chickens in Detroit? I'm like, yeah, right in the middle of Detroit.
It's so nice and quiet over here now. Oh, and peaceful. Just like living in the country.
Folks oftentimes think of the gardens and the farm as being what we do. That really the work is about people.
I'm Russell Beard in Detroit, USA, where a group of visionary residents turned urban farmers are sowing the seeds of a more sustainable food system. In 1900, Detroit covered 30 square miles and was home to just 300,000 people, with an economy based on manufacturing railroad cars, farming and timber industries. Thanks to the introduction of the mass assembly line, by the 1920s, Detroit was the world capital of automotive production and America's 4th largest city. 50 years on and things were very different. The major auto companies moved their factories out of the city to the suburbs, and the workers followed. Meanwhile, the city's racial tensions were exploding into some of the bloodiest race riots in American history. Today, more than 1 million taxpayers have moved out of Detroit, leaving behind 40 square miles of vacant land, nearly 40,000 abandoned houses, and a municipal government struggling to pay the bills. For many, Detroit is the epitome of urban blight, but businessman turned big thinker Gary Wozniak sees opportunity amid the ruin.
104,000 square feet. It sits on 6 acres. It's been abandoned since 1986. And our goal is to turn it into a 5 million pound a year indoor tilapia farm.
He's project leader of Recovery Park, a $220 million urban farming project which he hopes will regenerate Detroit's ailing urban environment.
The auto industry has been very myopic in terms of how they built up the city. In 1900, 1910, 1920, they didn't care about environmental issues. By the time they realized that, they were hurting the environment in the 60s and the 70s, they were already moving to other plants in the suburbs, and so their legacy remains in the city.
Now, we're going to have a series dealing with do for self. This is an extension of mind versus money versus land and its resources. See, you don't have to be in the country to farm. You don't have to be in the rural areas to produce food for your family. You can do that in your own backyard. Like I got some apple trees, I think pear trees and peach trees that I just planted last summer, and we gonna see how they progressing this summer, you know. And you could be in an apartment building and grow you some tomatoes and some. But see now, what they want to do is get brothers and sisters to grow marijuana. I mean, you could eat marijuana, you know. I don't know the nutritional value of that, but you also be getting high, altering your state of consciousness. We don't want that, you know, all the time because we want to think straight. We want to use the God power, the God vision, and the God thinking. Be in the God zone 24/7. So anyway, we getting ready to wind this down. As you see in the back, Motown. You know, we are due for Self City. We're not looking for no pity. And we're going to get right down to the real nitty gritty. Now I want y'all to catch this vibe as we go out. What up, though?